Hey there, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. This is Maggie. You've reached Moon Directed, where we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. So let's go ahead and get started here. I would like to remind you that your sun sign is how you feel inside. Your moon sign is how you feel about the way the world interacts with you. And your rising sign is your personality. It's how you interact with the world. So in case you were wondering about that, I always like to start with a little conversation starter from Spirit. So let's just see what we get here. That one? Yes. Yep. Okay. Okay. So this is about going within. You have the Hermit. The Hermit. Okay. Ooh, what's interesting about this is that this is that Virgo moon that just happened. It happened in your 7th house of partnerships. The Hermit. Okay. Disclaimer, Pisces. I'm a Pisces moon, and this retrograde in Pisces, we're already in the shadow, and oh my gosh, tonight. Lots of extra videos were recorded. I had to do a lot of that. I'm having trouble talking, so just bear with me, okay? So this is about going within, seeking the answers within, searching, and we just had that full moon in Virgo, which happened in Pisces, and so this is what this is about. This is the cycle that it started for you, right? It was a concluding of a cycle and it's the beginning of a new cycle. And so is that spiritualness, and where are we going with it, and where are we're growing, and we're walking into this week with the moon in Scorpio, which is in a trine with you. But that's that higher information, that communication from Spirit is where we're starting the week. And we have this, and that's overlaying the whole week, plus we just had that full moon in Virgo. So there's a lot of spiritual information probably going to be coming to you this week. But let's just see what all we get from the cards. But that's looking like the theme of the week. And so it's really important that you look for the beauty. The moon's in the position of finding the beauty in things, really getting in there and looking for it. See, when I first saw this, for the first, I don't know, month or so that I used this card, I always saw the flowers and the butterflies and that's what I saw. And then one day I saw the face, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a face, and now I can't unsee the face, and I have to really focus and change my perspective to find the flowers. And so sometimes looking for the beauty within and changing our perspective and getting more information and higher knowledge and higher learning and doing a little more research, that becomes really important. And so let's just see what Spirit has to say about all that. Break free. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. So we're talking about growing and learning, right? And the 9th house is about growing and learning and trying something different, a different perspective, looking at things a little different. So stepping out of your box, your comfort zone, the way you've always done things. And yes, the answers are within, but maybe this full moon is saying it's time to reach out, because this is going within and this is breaking free. So let's just see what kind of a theme we get as we go along here, because that feels incongruent to me, but we'll just see. So when the moon moves into Sagittarius, that's your 10th house of career, your father figure, your authorities. It's the highest point in your zodiac. It's the part that people see that at the top of the circle of the zodiac is where you have your most public impact. And so there's a need for resilience. Like something that people discarded, or you discarded, or something you didn't think had any value, has new fresh growth on it. And there's an abundance of growth that's coming from a lot of different ways. And so taking a look at where in your career where things have been trimmed back, can you find the new growth, integrating your experiences from life and bringing in this wisdom, which is what the Hermit does, right? So it's reaching up. It's experiences create wisdom, not studying. And that's knowledge. There's a difference. There's knowing stuff, and then there's the wisdom, right? There's the wisdom of, I've seen this before, I know how this works. And then there's finding the gratitude. The gratitude from the lessons, because it is through life experience that we have the lessons that teach us what works, what doesn't work. And finding the ability to be grateful for the things that we're learning along the way is very beneficial. Because once Spirit understands that we know and we understand, oh, I got that lesson, they move on to the next one and it's better, right? A new experience, a new lesson. It really is not great to be stuck in the cycle of repeating the same lessons over and over, right? And so this full moon in Virgo was a real opportunity to get out of that cycle when it comes to romance, right? What have you learned? What have you learned from your vast experiences in partnerships? It could be a business partnership, but Pisces, it was probably more than that. And so you have watching clouds. Okay, so lie back, rest, and relax. All right, so we've got retrograde happening in Pisces. So that's all about revisiting, relaxing, reviewing, studying, like not what we need to learn, but what's already happened and reviewing it. Do we need to edit it? Do we need to rewrite it? Do we need to revise it? It's really getting down into the details. It's really studying those things. And so I think it is in the relaxing and going through it and revisiting these issues that we get the ability to be able to break free out of a cycle. Because now we've taken the opportunity of a retrograde to do the extra work, to drill down into the details and really figure it out. And that is what's really great. It gives you a chance to review some aspect of your life. And so because this full moon just happened in your partnership realm, that's probably where you're doing your work, Pisces. Also self-nurturing and self-care, because the moon is in the north node of Cancer. And so that's going to be having an impact on it. And so just kind of take a look at your life and what have you learned. And take it slow and easy and do a little, I don't know, self-examination, a little self-reflecting. Another R word, right? Reflection. And then the moon is going to move into Capricorn on Thursday morning at 1:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when you wake up Thursday, so it's Thursday and it's Friday and it's most of Saturday, well, it's until Saturday afternoon. The moon is in your 11th house of groups and group activities and your public persona and how people perceive you. And so I just want you to know and understand that the moon's also in a protection phase. Don't forget you are being divinely protected. You are being guarded and guided. And so the resistance that you feel to break free, to break through with those lessons, there's a little extra push there that you're going to need to do. So either somebody's resisting you or you're resisting the change or you're resisting the integration of the lesson. And I really hope you take the opportunity to really go ahead and spend a little time and try to figure it out. Friday, Venus is at a square with Uranus right there in the final degrees of, because she's in Capricorn, but Uranus is in, is she in Capricorn? Anyways, she's at a square, so that's 90 degrees. Oh my gosh, I can't even manage. Okay, so she's in a square anyway. So they're discussing love and money, and it's not comfortable for anybody. And so there might be a little tension around the house in those areas. So that's something to keep in mind. But this is asking you to open up the garden gate to the opportunity for abundance to flow in. This could be financial abundance, but it could be emotional abundance. It could be spiritual abundance. There's all kinds of different abundance that could be coming in, but you need to open up your life to it. You know where you're feeling restricted. You know where you need to be doing the reflecting. You know where the wisdom of the lessons have been that you've been going through. So take this time. I really kind of feel like, though, it's probably emotional, right? Just because of where that full moon was. But maybe it's a different aspect for you. Maybe that's not everybody because everybody has different things in their chart. If you were only Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for sure that would be it. But, you know, you have other aspects to your chart, and so maybe this part resonates, but maybe not. And so make sure you check out your Sun, your Moon, and your Rising so you get a better view of the whole thing. Okay, so like I said, I think this has to do with relationships. We have Daniel. I am the angel of marriage, and I am assisting you right now. So, yes. And then we have exercise and yoga and meditation for your peace of mind and your well-being and your spirituality. So here we're being asked to surrender. Surrender to the higher knowing, our higher self, and releasing our need to control and letting God take the wheel a little bit. And so part of this surrender and accessing our higher knowledge and everything is through the practice of meditation or yoga, which can be very meditative, or just, you know, if all you can manage is setting your timer on your phone for like 3 minutes and just practice laying there and breathing, then that's it. That's what you do, right? It's relaxing. It's this watching the clouds. It's giving yourself the opportunity. Well, this is crazy, though, that Daniel showed up here. Okay. So, what did you learn about relationships, Pisces? What did you learn? What works for you and what doesn't? Because that full moon was so big. It was so huge. It shone such a big light. There's still some shadow from it, though, right? It was big and it was bright, but it wasn't the sun. So maybe you didn't learn, you couldn't see everything, but you learned something. So integrating what you learned, taking that knowledge and turning it into wisdom so that you can use it for your best and highest good when it comes to relationships. This doesn't mean you have to let go of a relationship. I think it means that you need to look at how you interact in relationships in a different way. I think it's a perspective change. It's getting in there and getting to know who you are. And you have Amber. Awaken your creativity. That's lovely energy. So maybe it's finding a new way to do things, a different way to do things, a different way to approach relationships so that they really actually work for you in a way that makes you feel good about yourself and about life. So Pisces, buckle up. Mercury doesn't get out of the shadow of retrograde until April 16th. Ouch. That's a long time. On the other hand, it's a really good time to take things a little slower, drive a little slower, pay attention to the details, and just kind of allow yourself the opportunity to really integrate the knowledge and the lessons that of the last few months. Bring it all in, synthesize it, and make it a really positive thing in your life. All right? I will see you back here. Thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscriptions. You people make me so happy every time I turn on my computer and I check and I see that my channel's growing. So thank you. You have a great week, and I will see you next week. Take care.